Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Camp to Government Secrets, episode 43.
Graham, as a beer vomiting American, I take offense. For you, as a sober person, to talk down to us like that is just incredibly offensive. It's like a vegan saying meat's not good for you. Come on, you stop that.
No, I'm saying, put that murder into your filthy mouths and vomit it up after a bucket of beer. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why that's taken the wrong way.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. That's fine. That's fine. I'm sorry.
Did that help? Did I help?
Yeah. That clarified it.
Put that bloody death into your yap hole, folks, and drown it with some beer and then vomit it up. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Well, sometimes you like a little poison with your murder,
Exactly. Who doesn't
Listen, this country was founded on self-poisoning. So
this country was definitely founded on murder. So we might as well be murdering ourselves.
Yeah.
Unless you're Native American or Black, then it's already happened. Well, we've got an exciting episode, Lee. We're going to talk about our good pal Daniel Ellsberg, and I found another operation with a title that you think is made up. But you think it's made up, it is not. So that's going to be super exciting.
To find your CIA operation name, put in your porn name, then add your pet's name, and then that's your CIA operation.
Pretty much. That's how we that's how we did it today. It's I don't want to say it it's already going to be in the title, so they're going to know, I guess. That doesn't make sense hiding it. But it is Operation Aquatic Kitty. No, wait, is that right?
Acoustic
Kitty.
Aquatic Kitty sounds even better.
There's a CIA operation called Acoustic Kitty, and we're going to find out what it was. And yes, the CIA is that crazy.
Aquatic Kitty is actually a bath time adult toy that I've enjoyed.
A bath time adult toy? So, hi, is it time for some bath time adult fun? It's the Aquatic Kitty. Meow, meow.
You know it.
There's just a video of a guy in a bathtub, just like, oh, and it starts.
And then at the end of the commercial, you hear, ah! Do not anger Aquatic Kitty. Do not talk down to Aquatic Kitty.
Never look Aquatic Kitty directly in the eye. Always record Aquatic Kitty as Your Eminence or Captain Aquatic Kitty or Admiral Aquatic Kitty.
Yeah, don't ever refer to it as the wrong rank. That's true,
because it is a Navy rank. The different Aquatic Kitties. I'm hearing an echo. Are you hearing an echo?
I hear it out of your end a little, but I'm not hearing it over here.
Yeah. All right, it's gone. I just, because every once in a while I get a weird echo that just hops up there for no reason. That is what
Are you broadcasting from a canyon by chance?
You're absolutely correct. I am in a canyon.
Okay.
And I am anytime you get a little weird echo, you don't know what it is. And sound engineers will just call that an acoustic kitty. And that's just another acoustic kitty. That's like, what does that mean? It's just
a little acoustic meow meow,
little meow 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 acoustic style. So we'll get that ironed out, just like a gremlin. How's your week been going, buddy?
Not bad. Taking a bit of a break here. I'm going on a bit of a trip to a top secret location next week, so I won't be so I won't have to kill myself live streaming every day for roughly a week, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's good. That's a great way to plan a holiday, is just a reprieve from killing myself on live TV.
Yeah. Now I thought, you know what, Lee, you need a bit of time to hate yourself in private, rather than in public. Because it doesn't all need to be broadcast.
No, it's good to just keep some quiet, just some of the self-loathing in the darkness.
Yeah.
As a guy that lives alone, I like sitting alone in the darkness in my apartment. Nothing.
Just sharpening a knife and, just
that's what I like doing. Just Robert De Niro Taxi Driver style, not just crazy.
On Memorial Day weekend, usually.
That's typically how I celebrate Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, I do that. I'm actually taking a couple days off next week too, which is rare. I'm taking Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off.
Nice. Well, we'll see if I can pull off a government secrets, but I don't know.
We can just say we're going to be back in 2 weeks if we want.
I thought the end of that sentence might be like, no one gives a shit. We don't need to do this shit. Why don't we just, just fuck this shit.
There's no point. We're all going to die someday, Lee. So we do one, we do two. It doesn't matter. Let's just take a day off.
You're like, I don't even have the mics plugged in, honestly. So we don't need to really do this.
I'm not even recording. Yeah. I don't even think anyone's watching right now.
A private Zoom call right now.
I just FaceTimed you just to pretend we're doing a show just so we feel like we're still in show business.
I knew you were checking to see if the episodes were uploaded to Spotify and stuff. But so I uploaded something every week, but it's just me humming. It's not, there's no episode. It's just
me humming occasionally and then going, It's just the audio of me watching baseball. Just silence and then that was a good pitch. And
sure enough, I've been right. Lee has never asked why that was the episode.
It's the Apathy Brothers with Lee Camp and Graham Elwood. All right, dude. What do you think? Do we get into the Ellsberg first? You want to?
Well, yeah. Well, we can do that, but right before we do that, we've got yet another update.
Government secrets update from last week's episode.
And this seems to be happening every week, and I don't know if it's just because, the world is tumbling down an avalanche of fucking awfulness to its doom, and so each week we just notice more of it. But it does seem like there's always an update to the previous week.
Yes.
So last week we talked about the DOD and the CIA getting script approval, helping with so many movies, etc. And it really is kind of mind-blowing how many movies they're involved in. Most blockbusters they're involved in. And then the following day or something, it was revealed that Amazon, and we've talked about Amazon before, billions of dollars now in CIA contracts. They are the oligarchy and they are tied in with our military industrial complex in many ways. Amazon is, actually you can, I suppose I could share this.
Yeah, let's put up the graphics. Boom.
There it is. Amazon is, I think I even saw a more recent one that said they are going to do it, but maybe they're still using the term in talks. But in talks to buy Hollywood studio MGM for $9 billion. And so this is a company that, how much of our world Amazon now owns. They're involved in invading our privacy through whatever those fucking doorbells are called, the Ring cameras or whatever. They sell that to police departments. So they are knitted in with kind of the fascist state and the fascist police. And now they're buying out MGM so they can own yet another piece of this giant Hollywood puzzle.
It will be so great to watch just Jack Ryan, just nonstop. Jack Ryan, the early years, Jack Ryan's childhood, Jack Ryan,
Man, that guy from The Office took quite a career turn. He worked so hard in that paper factory or paper company. And then it was like, why go to killing children? Why make that shift? Like, you were doing so good with the paper. And then. And
is he believable at all?
I never saw an episode.
I mean, just on I haven't watched it either, but just on the billboards, like, is he believable at all? I'm like, oh, he's some CIA badass. No, he's not.
Yeah, I thought the billboards were a joke for The Office. I thought The Office maybe was still running, and it was some prank they were, so, ad campaign. Like Always Sunny in Philadelphia will put them as like superheroes for the ad. I thought it was that kind of thing.
Like, here's this doughy guy from The Office, and haha, isn't it funny if we make him look like he's in the CIA?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's just so MGM's. It's amazing what MGM's catalog of all of the movies, many of which we mentioned in last week's episode, are going to all now be on Amazon. So the CIA can track your viewing habits, which will be great. And then it's just going to be a plethora. And now get ready with them buying this. So now, and especially after that woke CIA ad that came out a couple of weeks ago, which was just like,
oh, that was amazing. So
now it's just going to be like diversity CIA murdering poor people. It's just going to be like the new CIA is just like that Raytheon ad where they're recruiting Girl Scouts. It's just going to be awful.
Oh yeah, that was incredible too. Yeah, it'll be like Jack Ryan comes out as gay, but he tells his boyfriend that he's decided to tell his parents like as he's shooting a child. So it's all the emotions are mixed up into one giant hodgepodge of just super fucked upness.
Yeah. So like in the backdrop will be Jack Ryan just blowing up poor people in the Middle East. And that's just sort of the B storyline. And there'll be no commentary on how awful it is or why we're there, but it'll be like, oh, and a very special Jack Ryan. He comes out of the closet to his tough dad, like that'll be the big episode. It's just like, okay, coming out, that's gotta be tough, but you are still participating in the American Empire's complete annihilation of people in the Middle East and around the world. But
war crimes made sentimental.
Amazon CIA streaming service. So that's something.
Yeah, so they're owning another piece of it, and also we've already learned that Amazon is willing to like alter movies to make them more acceptable for the Amazon platform. Unless it was done by the studio before they went to Amazon, but apparently Avatar, he hooks in order to ride the horses, the flying horses, he has to hook into it with his hair, and then that's also how he has sex. So apparently, in order to ride the horse, you kind of have to fuck the horse. And apparently, people weren't cool with that. And so Amazon cut that scene out. So apparently you can't even find that scene anymore.
Wow. So they're just going to do this with all of like MGM's back catalog. They're just like whatever, take Waterworld, but it's just like, oh, now the intelligence community saved Kevin Costner's floating gill people or whatever. Like, it's just going to do everything. And I bet you like the CIA is always pretty well represented in James Bond movies, but now there's going to be like a spinoff, a James Bond spinoff to the CIA. The CIA guy is going to get his own movie. And it's going to be like, oh, I can't even fathom. They're going to go back like anything. They're just going to go any MGM movie. I can't even think of like classic MGM movies, but I'm sure they're just like, whatever, just find some old movie like, I'm blanking on it, but just like Planet of the Apes. They're probably going to change the ending of Planet of the Apes and just make it like, oh, the CIA saved us. Thank God the CIA is here or whatever. They're just going to do that with all of them.
They'll just come rappelling out of the nose of the Statue of Liberty at the end and start shooting all the apes. And he'll be like, hey, it was America all along. But then they saved us. They killed the apes. So instead
of that classic, God damn you all to hell, be like, thank God for the CIA. Like him banging the sand. They saved us again. Like every movie they're gonna do that. Just Charlton Heston coming down with the tablets, but he'll have another tablet that has like CIA unnecessary evil or whatever. Like they're They're just going to weave that into everything.
Yeah. And you know, I think if we can't see our movies with horse fucking, then what's the point, really? So I want pure and uncut horse fucking.
Yeah, weirdo futuristic world horse fucking.
So that was the update. Yes. Update completed.
Government secrets update completed. Beep, beep, beep. All right. So do we want to go Ellsberg now? Let's do it.
Sure. Let's do Ellsberg. But actually, if you want to remove that for a minute, I'm going to give a background on Ellsberg first.
Daniel.
So most people know, but Ellsberg is an economist, political activist, former U.S. military analyst, and he was back in the 70s. He was employed by the Rand Corporation. And by the way, we're getting to something current, so I'm not just going over his history. But Ellsberg precipitated a national political controversy in 1971 when he released the Pentagon Papers, a top-secret Pentagon study of the U.S. government decision-making in relation to the Vietnam War. He released it to the New York Times, Washington Post, and other newspapers. And this was a time when, to some degree, if the Washington Post and New York Times found out something important, they would publish it, which now they're done with that. They've grown up.
They've grown. Stop that crazy kid journalism whistleblower nonsense, fellas, and now just just protect the ruling elites.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy wild time. People were fucking listening to ABBA and stuff. It was weird. So
we should blame ABBA for all of the good journalism from the 70s.
Have you not been? I have been.
I mean, if you read the lyrics to Waterloo, you really realize what they're doing is they're talking about the Pentagon Papers. I get it.
On January 3rd, 1973, Ellsberg was charged under the Espionage Act of 1917, which is the same thing they used to go after Snowden and everything, and Assange. But it was incredibly rarely used. In fact, Obama used it 7 times, and that was more than like all of the presidents combined, I think, or something. Anyway, along with other charges of theft and conspiracy, carrying a total maximum sentence of 115 years, they were coming after Ellsberg for. Because of government misconduct and illegal evidence gathering, the judge dismissed all charges against Ellsberg on May 11th, 1973. And now, this is kind of universally heralded as the way to actually be a good whistleblower. Like, this was something fucking important. And even our mainstream media nowadays will say, like, oh yeah, Ellsberg should have done that. So even as they're like attacking Edward Snowden and Assange and everything, they do hold up Ellsberg as having done the right thing.
It's just like it's so bold. And they talk about, it's like in the past, wow, this is amazing. We needed more Daniel Ellsbergs. What about Edward Snowden? Oh, don't talk about that hippie or whatever. Like I don't know. What is that? Is that cognitive dissonance? Like, what is that thing? Or just like, I'm a filthy liar? Or,
well, I think it really comes down to, they know where their bread is buttered. Their career path is about, basically doing State Department propaganda. And so if you get far enough removed from something, then it's no risk to them to reveal it or to say they supported it. So they can say that about Ellsberg. But then in the heat of the moment, like with Snowden, they're still not at a point where they can admit it was legitimate. They're starting to get there with, or maybe in the past couple of years, they've gotten there with Chelsea Manning, admitting that what she revealed was important. But it's like they won't do it in the moment. They won't do it as these people are being prosecuted.
And yeah, it's always after the fact that it's like, oh, they wax poetically about it. Oh, isn't this person great? But in real time, they have no historical context at all. And
yeah, they don't actually have any spine to like stand up in the moment and defend Assange or Snowden or anything. It's despite the fact that the prosecution of Assange actually makes their own job at risk. and they're so fucking pathetic, the mainstream media, that they won't stand up for him.
Yeah, I know. They're literally not defending a thing that protects them.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So in 1969, so this is back to the Pentagon Papers for a quick minute. 1969, with the assistance of his former RAND Corporation colleague, Anthony Russo, Ellsberg secretly made several sets of photocopies of the classified documents to which he had access. These later became known as the Pentagon Papers. They revealed that early on, the government had knowledge that the war, as then resourced, could most likely not be won, the Vietnam War. Further, as the editor of the New York Times was to write much later, these documents demonstrated, among other things, that the Johnson administration had systematically lied not only to the public, but also to Congress about a subject of transcendent national interest and significance. And the other reason this is kind of mind-blowing, and this, diverges from Ellsberg for a minute, but the Afghanistan papers came out, a year ago or a little over a year ago, revealing basically all the same stuff about Afghanistan, that we have been systematically lied to, that internally in the Obama administration, even in the Bush administration, in the Trump administration, there was no real understanding of what we were doing in Afghanistan or how to get out or what the goal was. And we were being lied to. Obama especially kept saying, we're almost there. It's almost over. We're going to have them. We're going to bring home the troops. And it was all fucking lies. And yet when it came out about Vietnam, it was kind of this earth-shattering event over the next few years. When it came out about Afghanistan, it was met with a shrug. I mean, you say Afghanistan papers to people, and most people don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like the Afghanistan papers came out, and it was like, wow, someone ought to do something about that. Anyway, the next story is this. It's like, and the media, as I'm sure they had through the guidance of the State Department, that used to always be when the first Gulf War started in 91, and then the invasion of Afghanistan after 9/11, and then the invasion in 2002 of Iraq. There was early talk of, well, we don't want this to become another Vietnam. It was always said that way. And this quagmire, that term was always used. It'll just be this never ending. And now we don't even talk that way anymore. We never say it's another Vietnam. We just say, yeah, we're just getting it done. And that's always like, we need an exit strategy. We don't want to pull out too soon and destabilize the region, even though it's like, they're saying all of the crazy shit, if not worse, that you heard said, especially if you watch that documentary, The Fog of War, with Robert McNamara, going back, showing how they kept saying, well, we need to stay here and stay there and put more troops in. And that's the thing too now is boots on the ground and soldiers, coming home in body bags. They saw through the Vietnam War and back when the media was still kind of doing its job, that obviously gets Americans to go, we don't like that anymore. So that's why we don't hear a lot of what's going on over there. That's why for every one military person, we'll probably have 20 to 50 contractors who don't have rules of engagement. And that's why they can just sort of make this sound like we're just like police departments now. There isn't a war. There's just like, well, we always have to have soldiers there. And
Americans don't care nearly as much if contractors are killed as soldiers.
No, nor do they care that the, quintuple the cost of contractors is being spent, they just, because these numbers are just going through the roof. And again, if the media was actually doing its job and really explaining to Americans why we've been there for 20 years, it's our longest war, it's trillions of dollars, which could fund all these things. They just spelled that out very, very clearly for the American people. The American people would be like, done, get us out. Why are we still there? It's been 20 years. And they know this. So that's why they keep doing this nonsense. And if I was president, I would use the Espionage Act to arrest Bezos and all these other sons of bitches. I would just be like, yeah, I'm arresting you. But why? Oh, the Espionage Act. You're a traitor. You're a traitor. To what? Right. To the America, to the flag. I just go, yeah, I could find something that you've done that can be looked at as espionage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's It's amazing. Like, I also think it was met with a shrug because everyone's kind of known this for years. Like, everyone, and on top of that, you don't have the draft. So you have, it's like for it to be revealed that they had said internally about Vietnam that they didn't know how they could win it, or they didn't see a way to win it. And yet still send men and women who had been drafted. And that's key because Americans care far less about, soldiers that die when they've signed up to possibly die than those who were drafted in. And so for the government to internally say, like, yeah, we're not even sure we have any path to victory here, and yet keep allowing young people to get killed, that was far more outrageous, I think, to Americans than in Afghanistan, where they're like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess we didn't have a point most of this time.
Well, yeah, and it also speaks to the I'm sure it's just a coincidence that because we have no draft, we have really awful jobs and people barely getting by, so that like the military is their only option. So now people are not going to say, wait a minute, I don't want to get, because if at any point in the last 20 years, the government said, sorry, you're drafted, 18-year-olds and would have gone, no way. Anyone 18 to 35 can be drafted. They would have gone, absolutely not. There's no way this is going to happen. And especially now with the Gen Z is pretty, by and large, a very politically active generation. They would be like, no way. So they really learned how to do it. Take out the draft and just make it seem like this never ending police state, just like it's a bad neighborhood, so we just need to send more cops in there. Like that's the same mentality we use with our police. So Americans will just kind of go, what do you get? Middle East is just, I don't know what it's just a nutbag job over there. We gotta have somebody there. We can't have no one. So the Americans have bought this propaganda.
Well, now it's an economic draft. It's you join the military because you can't afford college, or you can't afford healthcare or something. And then if you join the military, you get the promise of socialism. You get socialized medicine, socialized college. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. When I was there doing tours as a comedian, especially in like 2007, 2008, and 2011, I met these people in their late 20s who were on their second or third deployments. And I'm like, why'd you come back for more? And they're like, one guy said, I'm not going to lie, I did it for the money. They got a $20,000 reenlistment bonus. Where are they going to get that big chunk of change? And a lot of them joined because they lived in some town, like you say, there was an economic.
And yet we scream about prostitutes selling their bodies for money.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, if we started a draft, but only for the ruling elites, like everyone in the Senate and Congress and the cabinet and the White House and every defense contractor, if all their kids had to enroll as not officers, but had to enlist in the infantry.
Yeah.
I think war would end real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick.
No, it's true. They even in Vietnam, I think the rich had a variety of ways to either get out of it or get a higher position, so they didn't have to be on the front lines. But
there was a college deferment in Vietnam.
Yeah. In college deferment. Yeah. All those things. Trump claimed he had bone spurs. He got his quack doctor to draw that up. Ted Nugent apparently covered himself in piss and shit when he went into the military office
with his guns. What a real tough guy.
Yeah, what a tough guy. So, all right, if you want to pull this slide up, so now we get back to modern day. This is last week. Daniel Ellsberg blows the whistle again at UMass Amherst conference to commemorate his legacy. So they were having this conference, and he basically revealed more information that is technically top secret. Let's see. Oh, that was the Afghanistan papers. Okay. We're getting ahead of ourselves. But so here's from the article. Daniel Ellsberg blows the whistle again. The 90-year-old Pentagon Papers leaker details top secret plans in 1958 to destroy Taiwan and warns that similar discussions are going on in the Pentagon today. Daniel Ellsberg, he was at an online conference April 30th to May 1st. And the 90-year-old legend blew the whistle again. He disclosed a government study authored by Pentagon staffer Morton Halperin, which reveals the Secretary of State John Foster Dulles, our good friend Dulles.
Hey, there, weird. He's in this again. He's always pops up everywhere, Dully.
Hey, the Dulles brothers did such good work. They were hardworking.
They're like the Hanson brothers in Slapshot.
You can pull the slide down. I'm just reading from this article. So John Foster was ready to nuke Taiwan during the 1958 crisis over Quemoy and Matsu Islands during the height of the Cold War. And Amy Goodman was running this conference. Considering her kind of move to the center, she might have been horrified that this was going on around her. But in, meeting with the Joint Chiefs, Dulles conceived of a plan to use a 7 kiloton weapons with the expectation that the Soviet Union, Communist China's ally at the time, would hit Taiwan with nuclear weapons in response. Dulles, Ellsberg said, was willing to destroy Taiwan to save it, since the entire U.S. world position depended on it, adding that the history of 1958 deserves to be read, but that 1/3 of Halperin's study, which Ellsberg has in his safe, remains classified. Ellsberg stated further that what I've just said subjects me to the same charges as Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning, whose material was only secret. This that I'm revealing is top secret. And then he said, so basically they could prosecute him the same way they've gone after Chelsea Manning. He then said, if they want to bring that up, I will be happy to discuss it in front of the Supreme Court. And if I lose and the First Amendment loses, then my old retirement plan of being in prison will come into effect. The old prison retirement plan.
Well, you get 3 square meals and healthcare, so it is one option for Americans to consider.
Scrappy healthcare.
It is
probably not the best.
Probably
the tools for surgery amount to like a crowbar and a wood bevel.
A crowbar and a wood devil, and I'm sure just like. I'd probably just put leeches on you and see if you float and stuff like that too, which is really,
yeah.
It's cutting edge medical technology here in the greatest country that's ever lived. Wow. I can't even, I do like Ellsberg's resolute cynicism of he's just like, yeah, I'm in my retirement plan of prison. I'm 93. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me?
Seriously, but and how insane is it? They were coming up with plans to nuke Taiwan, and then Ellsberg says that these same discussions are being had today. Again.
It's literally, I don't know. Do you know Edgar Cayce?
No.
He's a kind of a famous clairvoyant, I guess you'd call him. And he has this book, Many Mansions.
I felt that when you asked me, but I wasn't sure. I felt something. Like I felt, you said, do you know him? And I felt like a little twinge in my balls. Is that clairvoyance or?
That's usually where clairvoyance comes. It
okay.
comes in right in your downtown area. You get a little tickle. That's when you know. That's when you know you're tuning into the.
Because I only feel it when you say his name or I use the Aquatic Kitty. Those are the only times that
Well, the Aquatic Kitty actually helps you with being clairvoyant. I don't know if that's part of its selling point, Lee. In addition to being an adult bath toy, it also helps with clairvoyance.
Which is why I've never done personal visits for the clairvoyance. It gets very awkward. Hold on, I got to plug this in.
You can do any product you were selling and just say, and it also helps with clairvoyance. And who's going to question you? Who could refute that?
That's how I bought my vacuum. I'll tell you that.
Government secrets helps you be clairvoyant.
That's how I bought my vacuum. That's how I ended up with 3 Flobies. So yeah.
So I knew if I went down this road, it would be met. It would not be met with, oh, okay. Which is what I love, because only in Los Angeles do people go, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, Edgar Cayce, yeah, he's a clairvoyant. Only in LA do they not question that. Like my friend Karen Rontowski, who's been on the show, she's a comic. She's very funny. She's got this thing, Paranormal Karen, and she does tarot card readings and stuff. And she said, she'll just say like, so my demonologist said, and she just says it like only in LA do people go, oh, okay, cool. Can I get your demonologist? And the rest of the world, everyone's like, you're what? What the fuck? Oh, you're Loch Ness Monster repairman? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
oh my God, that might be why I have been having a rough time. I don't think I've ever had a demonologist. So
Lee, I mean, you're spending a lot of time with that aquatic kitty. It might be time.
Is that covered by my health insurance, the demonologist, or is it? I mean,
most health plans cover demonologists.
Okay, because if it's a high deductible, I don't know.
It really depends on if it's an out-of-network demonologist.
If it's an out-of-body demonologist, then
yeah, then there might be a higher deductible. But anyway, you're gonna love this. So Edgar Cayce's book, Many Mansions. My hippie parents gave me this book when I was in college. He was a clairvoyant. He was just this average guy, and it would say like about reincarnation. He'd be like, oh, this happened in a past life. You need to do this to make it better or whatever. And he was like, and this is back in like the 50s or 60s. He was like, yeah, all of the, what is it? What's that? Atlantis. So he was like, the city of Atlantis is not some mythical thing. It wasn't an underwater city. It was just this earth millions of years ago, and they became super powerful with a lot of super powerful weapons, and they blew themselves up and basically sunk all the continents underwater. And that's how people think Atlantis is from underwater. And he said,
oh, such a bummer.
It is a bummer. That's why you don't use those kind of weapons, Lee. And he said a lot of those people are being reincarnated back in the 60s. That's why there's all this just warmongering craziness. So really,
right, of course. I should have gotten that.
So if you really want to blame anybody, it's Atlantis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course. It's Atlantis.
I love talking about this because I grew up in a family where all this kind of shit was talked about like it was fact. Like, it's like growing up in a crazy cult or a family that's super religious. It's like, well, that's what Jesus would say or whatever. Like, and so
wait, did you also have like Catholicism? Was it?
Which is also insane because
how did those two intertwine?
Well, they did up to a certain point. Like my parents would talk all this hippie, new agey shit, and then we would still have to go to Sunday school, and it was
was Jesus in Atlantis? No, Jesus came after Atlantis. Come on, you know that. It was Atlantis, then the Loch Ness Monster, then Jesus.
Well, the Loch Ness Monster basically is still a holdover from Atlantis.
He was the mayor. He was the Atlantean mayor. And he's still running around, but nobody's listening to him. Nobody's taking him seriously anymore. They're not listening to, they're not taking him seriously, even though he still wears the hat. He has the hat.
Government secrets. Loch Ness Monster, mayor of Atlantis. Put that in the books. That is the biggest secret we've ever divulged.
and we're reading it from Wikipedia. So, it can't be. This can't be wrong.
Fact. Look into my eyes. This is a fact. These are the eyes of truth.
Snopes gave it 3 horse dingles or whatever their rating scale is. And Washington Post gave it 7 Pinocchios and a star.
The Loch Ness Monster is the mayor of Atlantis, everybody. Breaking news.
I feel like we buried the lead by starting with Ellsberg. I feel like that was really burying the lead. We should have titled the episode after this.
Right. Well, we should title the episode Loch Ness Monster.
Dude, if we titled it Loch Ness Monster and Atlantis, then I think it'd be the most listened to episode we've had yet.
Yeah, we might want to think about that. It will get our views. That is the most clickbaity thing we could ever put in there. Oh my God, that was right up there with unsweetened cashew milk.
And for those who haven't listened that far back, they just think that was the high point of your day, was unsweetened cashew milk. And you're saying this was up there with that.
This is up there. This is up there. Unsweetened cashew milk was the top of my day. And now Loch Ness Monster is the mayor of Atlantis.
I'm not sure how we got off on this track, but
I was making a very legitimate claim that
here's the thing. Listen, even if reincarnation were really a thing, how would this dipshit know who's what? Why? Like, let's throw everything out the window and say yes, reincarnation absolutely happening. Well, what gave you the fucking power to know who was who? Oh yeah, I can see it. You were fucking Cleopatra's wet nurse. I can see it.
I think the fact that Edgar Casey drinks unsweetened cashew milk is what gives him that power. It helps. It's the liquid of clairvoyance. So that's. I love this. I love bringing this stuff up. God damn it, I love it. Especially when I know people are just going to hammer it. I love it. God, it's so.
I didn't undo some long held belief you have, did I?
No, I still believe Edgar Case is right. I believe, yeah, it's great. It's one of those things. As I got older, I was like, oh, maybe my family's just insane. Maybe I grew up in a crazy place. Like one time, my sister, who's really into it, was like, and she says this shit like it's absolute. It's like I say stuff like this, and I'm like, maybe that's a possibility, and then people like you make fun of it. And I go, oh, it sounds nuts. I guess. And is it true? Yeah, it's just a fun thing to debate. You know what I mean? Is Michael Jordan better than LeBron James? Like, we'll never know. But like, it's like,
well, right. That's what always annoys me with people that make claims where it's like none of it can ever be checked. And it's like that always frustrates me. It's like, yeah, no, these may sound out of the blue. These may sound bizarre, but it's absolutely true. And you have no way to ever check it.
None.
Just go with it.
The earth is flat and there's ice underneath it. Fact. No, I remember one time my sister was like, oh, I have a friend and she time travels. And I was like in the car. My whole family was in the car. And I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be some crazy.
This would be a good car ride.
This would be a good car ride. And I think it was the last time I drove with my whole family. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of done now. We'll just all take separate cars or whatever. And she goes, you know, people have said like, hey, were you in this other city? You know, I saw you. And she goes, no, I wasn't. And I was like, and I stopped and I was like, that's the evidence? Is just that? Like, oh, no, there's no way that could just be somebody walking through Atlanta going, oh my God, is that Lee Camp? Oh no, it's just a guy that looks like Lee Camp. It must be Lee Camp can fucking teleport. That's what it means. I was like, oh my God.
I feel like I would have spun around and been like, that's not time travel, that's location travel. That's even if you did time travel, that didn't put you somewhere else.
Oh God.
My problem with time travel is that let's say you do zap back 100 years. The earth has rotated, so you're not gonna land in the same spot. Good. You'd be like in the middle of the ocean or something. It's like that is the one thing that caught them up. Everything else was working fine. It was just that they let you landed in the wrong spot.
Yeah, that's it. We're totally believing in the teleportation. That is just a foregone conclusion. But
That's
when
fine.
they teleport to, that's where the red flag comes up. Oh Christ. Anyway, yeah, I came from an insane family. That's why I'm a comedian and I can't function in regular society, Lee.
But weirdly, you have now become a figure of this small group of us that actually wants to relay the truth to people.
Because I think I was born into so much lies and insanity that I'm just like, all right, I'm done. You probably have some of what I had, which didn't come from the family. It came from like history books and stuff. Like just finding out we were told shit in third grade where you're like, it's completely, utterly false. Why? I took tests on this. I had to do well on getting these answers right, which was nonsense. You made me waste time to learn lies.
Yeah.
Like, that's infuriating. It's like, go paint that house that we're going to demolish. It's like a fucking waste of my time.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to our next segment, or should we keep talking about reincarnation?
Listen, we are stuck with Atlantis from here on out. It's our 3-episode special on Atlantis.
Atlantis episode 1, 3-episode arc. This is going to be like Leafgate is Atlantis. Like, now we know the mayor. We're going to really uncover the whole city council of Atlantis. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, we already know the mayor, so yeah. It's
all right. Let's go to
adult toys.
Government Secrets final segment. Do you have the Google thing for it?
Yes.
All right. So this is the CIA has.
This was just an excuse for us to put a cat on the
We
video.
just wanted a cat photo, and so here's a cat photo. When the CIA learned cats make bad spies. Now, I thought this was a joke. It is Operation Acoustic Kitty, where the insane CIA literally tried to, and this sounds like a joke from like an Austin Powers movie. They tried to implant listening devices into a cat and get them to just walk around, and like just plop down. Because who would suspect a cat was their thinking? Like somebody was in a CIA think room going, listen to this. So they wanted a cat to just come up. So let's say whatever, 2 foreign officials or whatever from another government, Russian, whatever, are talking. And then a cat just comes up and sits down, and the cat is going to record this and send it back.
It seems like mostly what you'd hear is stomach growling and cat farts. Like that would be the vast majority of it.
Well, just the cats are always sleeping, so you just hear that like when they sleep. And here's what the CIA found, geniuses that they are. You can't really train cats. They won't just do what you want. And this is a fact. I don't know if this is in the next slide. Let me put up the next. So this is the actual Freedom of Information Act. Wait, what did I do? Oh, here. Whoops. Where it's so crazy. I need to bring this up myself so I can see that. But what they did is the cat also, they put this thing in its ear, and the cat went a little crazy because cats hate having, it's like, we're going to make this cat wear a cute outfit. No, you're not. That's never going to happen. It's going to scratch your fucking face off. Like cats don't like, we're going to give our kitty a bath. Again, horrible idea. So
turns out cats do not like being dressed up like pumpkins. For some odd reason.
They just don't like it. Like, we're going to put this leash on our cat. Wow, you're stupid. Our final, this is a Freedom of Information. What you're seeing on the screen, this is a Freedom of Information Act document from the CIA. Our final estimation of trained cats for blank use and the blank convinced us that the program would not lead itself to a practical sense for highly specialized seeds.
Needs.
Is that needs? Okay, sorry. The repeated checks on the state of training and equipment showed us that it was indeed possible to train.
Oh my God, that blank right there has to be like Schmookins or Poopy Face or like whatever the cat's name was.
Mr. Frumples
is what was blacked out right there.
Yeah, and we don't want to reveal Mr. Frumples, secret name.
Oh my God. Once he's burned, what are we going to do then? Once Mr. Frumples is burned.
It's the dumbest, like, meow, 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 meow. Like, oh God. So this is like, I just want everyone to know, this is our tax money was spent for this stupid thing, this complete waste of time. We have satisfied ourselves that it is indeed possible. This is itself a remarkable scientific achievement, knowing that cats can indeed be trained to move short distances. This was their initial findings.
To move short distance, that was the entirety of their success. We got the cat to walk across the room.
We figured out how to do that. No way. Well, then the reality is when they first tried this, they tried it once. The cat went out in the street and got hit by a taxi and was killed.
In Moscow, right? So it was released in Moscow, apparently. I had read. And then it immediately just walks into the street and gets fucking run over. But they had like sewn into like its stomach or whatever, like a large, because this is back when these devices were not tiny. This is not a fucking pinprick camera. This is like a fucking 8-track was sewn into this cat.
Yes. And it walked down in the street and got run over by a taxi.
Because it hated life. It was like, goodbye, cruel world.
Fuck the CIA. I'm out of here. Like, and they're like, we trained this cat and we released it. And the cat probably just ran like, I'm out of here. I'm going to get away from these freaks and get this radio out of my stomach and try to get out of there. Maybe I'll jump in this cab. And it's just, oh my God. So, and there was another one too, where they tried to drop bats into Tokyo, but I didn't even get into that one.
Well, they like strap napalm to it or something.
Yeah, they strap napalm to bats. I can't even, the insanity of this, like every time I think we've found the most ridiculous operation the CIA's done, oh no, wait, Lee, there's always another one. There's Operation Acoustic Kitty. Somebody wrote that up. They field tested it. They spent money on it. People with supposedly advanced degrees working at the CIA, like, honey, what are you working on? Important stuff for the United States government. What? You guys are idiots. Like,
yeah. And for some odd reason, Truman wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post saying the CIA had gotten out of control. I don't know why he thought that. I don't know what it was that tipped him off. Maybe it was when he saw them sticking a recording device up a cat's ass. Maybe that was the moment.
And then all this research went out the window when the cat got run over in Moscow. Great. Like, this is what happens when you give any group of people, an organization, just blank check, do whatever you want, get as weird as you want to. It's like when a director like has a really good first movie and then it makes a crazy amount of movie and the studios go, do whatever you want. And then their next couple movies are just make no sense. Like, M. Night Shyamalan had that movie with that woman in the pool in the condo. Like, what are you doing? You had a couple of hits. Like, this movie is stupid. They just like, you get as, you know what? You need limits. You need parameters. People need like, whoa. Like, everybody needs that. Like,
you definitely need limits when it comes to just come up with devices to fuck up other countries' lives. Just whatever you got, just throw it out there. No idea is a bad idea, all right? We're doing improv here, folks. Yes, and you say recording device up a cat's ass. I say small television up a baboon's ass. We just keep topping ourselves.
Listening devices and cats. I say let's drop napalm bats, and we'll just keep doing this. It's like you need people to go, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like me going, maybe the Atlantis, and you're like, no, Graham, that's insane. Like someone needed to tell my sister, oh, that's crazy. That's like you have a crazy person's thought in time travel. That's insane. That sounds.
And
like
apparently, she only uses it to go to Cleveland. That's it. She has the power of time travel. She just kind of goes and checks out some souvenir shops in Cleveland. That's it.
There's this vinyl record store outside of Pittsburgh I really wanted to check out. Really, you can go anywhere. And that's
and your sister was like, oh, you ever thought of killing Hitler as a baby? No, I just couldn't get these vinyls.
I want to go to the first ever Whole Foods in Austin, Texas. Oh, you don't want to go to the grassy knoll and maybe stop that. So that's the fantastic Central Intelligence Agency doing
and here we are talking about this Acoustic Kitty project as if it's over, but right now there's like a monkey standing in the corner of Vladimir Putin's office quietly holding a boom mic. You know it. Absolutely.
They just like, oh, Vladimir Putin here. Please take this butterfly farm on behalf of a bunch of robot butterflies flying around or whatever. Like, it's.
Please take this chess set that's squealing for some reason. Don't mind that. That's the sign that it's nice.
Please take this ant farm with all of these atomic Terminator style ants that eventually will break out and kill you. Take that ant farm.
Wasn't there was something like this recently? I think it had to do with Russiagate. Didn't Putin give like Trump a soccer ball or something? And the mainstream media was running around saying Trump's such an idiot because the soccer ball's probably wired with like recording devices or something. Like there was some fucking Russiagate soccer ball bullshit.
Yeah, Trump, while not the sharpest knife in the drawer, might notice, wow, the soccer ball is kind of heavy. And Putin's like, always put this on your desk, especially when you are in the war room. Put it.
Yes, Putin gave Trump a soccer ball in July of 2018. And then CNN ran with, here's the headline, Putin gave Trump a soccer ball that may have a transmitter chip. Wow.
I mean,
CNN, just does amazing, groundbreaking news.
It's amazing. They are basically, they're the Acoustic Kitty of the modern era. CNN.
Well, I've always said that most of the people working there are probably the reincarnations of piles of shit from the past. So
every shithead from Atlantis was reincarnated at CNN.
That's the thing. Atlantis may have had some very brilliant people. It also had probably a bunch of dipshits as well, because every society does. They must have had these shithead Atlanteans.
You guys, when you get reincarnated, you're gonna go run the media in the 21st century.
Yeah, what if you were like, dude, I'm reincarnated I'm the reincarnation of someone who lived in Atlantis. Unfortunately, it was like a fucking douchebag asshole who lived in Atlantis.
Oh, you were on the Jersey Shore of Atlantis?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just some Yahoo. Like, okay, we're going to reincarnate you. You're going to work at CNN and your buddies are going to be at MSNBC and Fox, and that's where we're going to put you. Which is great. And they're going to be like, hey man, I was cousins with the mayor, which is the Loch Ness Monster we learned today. So we've learned a lot. This is the series is educational because we go into history and education. So it's really, I feel like this show's doing people a service.
Absolutely. I mean, especially when it comes to adult toy genres, bathtub adult toy genres. By the way, if you get electrocuted by Aquatic Kitty, that's fine. That's par for the course, and it might add a little added thrill.
It's kind of why you're buying it. You kind of hope it kind of gives you a little bing bang in the tub. You know what I mean? Shakes you up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, this episode was brought to you by Aquatic Kitty. Fine adult.
Do not go for our competitor, Aquatic Pussy. That one sucks. It sucks. This is the one you need, okay? That one, actually, I heard that one has STDs when you buy it. It already has them.
It literally sucks. Like it sucks on your dick. It hurts. It's not fun. So, well, this was a fantastic episode, Lee. This was really
best yet. Best yet. Title in it, Mayor of Atlantis Found.
Oh, God. And read the book Many Mansions, Lee. It's going to answer a lot of questions for you.
Wouldn't it be amazing if this whole time you were just slowly, like the whole point of this, all of your live streams you've ever done were just meant to slowly indoctrinate people into some clairvoyant cult.
This is the longest con ever.
Yeah, longest con ever.
I've done like several thousand videos over the last 4.5 years just to get people to believe that the Loch Ness Monster is the mayor of Atlantis.
That's devotion, man. That's devotion.
Well, I hope we've changed some lives. I hope we've made people's lives better today by the information we've given out here.
I think we did. We did.
Well,
yeah. So everybody, if you want to check out my shit, there's a new Redacted tonight, and it's at LeeCamp.com. We'll put it up there, or portable.tv. And all my shit's at LeeCamp.com. I have two other podcasts, Common Censored and Moment of Clarity. So check them out.
And if you are in Oahu this Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, May 30th at the Blue Note in beautiful Waikiki, 6:30 Sunday show. Tickets are at GrahamElwood.com. And if you're vacationing, check it out. There's not a lot of hula shows. They've all been sort of still shut down because of COVID. So tickets are going fast. Buy your tickets now if you are in Oahu. Go to GrahamElwood.com. And of course, you can watch my show, Political Vigilante, and the Anything Can Happen game show that Lee and Eleanor have been on. Eleanor was just on the show yesterday. So those clips, if you didn't watch it, those are dropping in the next couple of days. And and then if you're listening to Government Secrets, wherever you're consuming Government Secrets, if you're listening to it, iTunes, give it a 5-star review and share it and do all that. All those analytic stuff helps this show. So, and remember, the mayor of Atlantis is the Loch Ness Monster. That's a fact. And there's
fact. Boom.
Fact. Breaking news. So that's our show. All right, buddy. We'll enjoy a week off. So I guess we'll come back in 2 weeks. Are we just going to say it?
Yeah, let's just say it.
Let's just say it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're taking all the next week off. Because I get my demonologist. I gotta get in touch with that guy and figure it out.
Cool. Yeah, I want to meet him one day. I hear that guy can fucking party.
Oh, dude, he's nuts. He's out of his mind. I mean, he is like, he's the unofficial mayor of Atlantis, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? He knocks it out.
That's the problem. Is my demonologist is also my drug dealer, so it's a bit of a conflict of interest. I feel like he's like, yeah, well, Lee, I sense a lot of trouble, the things you got to get control of. Also, meth is half off this week if you want any.
You got a lot of demons chasing you right now, and there's nothing like a bag of blow to help get the demons out of there, friend. So outstanding, dude. We'll have a great week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
All right, buddy. Later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.